Hello everyone, welcome to episode 5 of my reviews of all the WWE, WCW, ECW, NXT, and NXT UK pay-per-views. Today we're back over at WCW with Starrcade 1985. Now it's not it's probably a good pay-per-view, haven't watched it obviously, wasn't alive, but the match card looks pretty good. So we got another Abdullah the Butcher match, got a couple bull rope matches, got a Texas Death match. And we have the well-known Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard I Quit Steel Cage match. And then we have the main event of Dusty Rhodes, Hot Mama, and Ric Flair. Let's get into it. Hope you're going to enjoy it as much as me, and hope the pay-per-view is good. This makes the video better and you more likely to actually watch to the end. But anyway, let's get into it. Nice little opening singer, and from what it looks like from this image here, Tony Schiavone has got promotion from backstage interviewer to commentator, and it looks like we've lost one of the bell ends. I could find out why, but I don't care. If you want to know, you can Google it yourself. But this should be good. Schiavone on commentary. Let's see what they have to say. Here's the thing I totally forgot to say in the intro, even though I knew it, because I've obviously looked at the match card and Wikipedia page for it. This is a show in 2 places. That's silly. Why have they done that? I mean, I was going to say it didn't work for WWE, but I mean, WrestleMania 2 hasn't happened yet. WrestleMania 2 is not to April. And this is, I think, November? November 85. So still got to wait till WrestleMania season to see WWE fuck up in 3 places. But let's see what Mr. Weaver, who I was told by them this is. I'm pretty sure he's wrestled before. I could be wrong. I feel like he has. I feel like I've seen his name written down on a spreadsheet. But yes, let's see what Weaver has to say in the Greensboro Coliseum. So Bob and Schiavone, and then obviously have Weaver. They have a little conversation talking about the matches. The I Quit match could go on all night. And over in the Greensboro Coliseum, they have 2 cage matches, and all the titles except the TV title are being defended tonight, which is a lot of titles. To be fair, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 titles on one show. That's as many matches as Triple H books now. But yeah, let's get into it. They've said it's about to start. They're going to get the voice of Greensboro for, I assume, the first match, Crusher Khrushchev and Sam Houston for the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. I think he's in the Greensboro Coliseum. He might be in the other place. I assume he's in Greensboro Coliseum. Tom just says, welcome to Starrcade 85, The Gathering. I hate that they use tag names. I hate that they use tag names already. And I hate that all the tag names have are dog shit. The Gathering. Grow up. Anyway, it's time for the anthem. Boo! They do the national anthem, which is, the national anthem. And then we have some guitar, little boom type shit. And then we get this match card graphic kind of thing, which is cool as hell. We actually get it in 1985. I'm pretty sure it doesn't catch on. But no entrances. Obviously, can't have entrances. You're a fucking jobber, mate. One of them probably a jobber. I've said that. I could Google him. What? Fucking Killer Khrushchev goes to become Smash from the fucking Demolition. But yeah, let's see. I assume the match is just going to start. Let's have a little look-see. Yeah, pretty much basically into the match. The ring announcer announced him. And it's really funny because Killer Khrushchev isn't from the USSR. He's from fucking Minnesota. Aren't you, Smash? Some would say they could be the USSR because it's that bad in Minnesota. But, I wouldn't say that as I've never been. But it could be. Some would think that. But yeah, let's get into the match. This was a good little match between Killer Khrushchev and the American lad. Weird finish. Dusty finishes are fine, but a dusty finish where it's like the face is just being dumb. Like the bell didn't ring. He didn't count 3 while you celebrating. But besides that, it was good. I mean, overall, yeah, it's a good little 10-minute match. I gave it 5 out of 10. Good, decent match. What I will say, though, is that the commentary is so odd. It's so, I don't really know what the word is, but they're hardly doing it. or they'll do a bit. So Tony Schiavone will say something, but then Bob just won't respond. It just feels despondent, the commentary. But maybe they get into it. It might be because of the two arenas. I don't really know, but yeah, let's get into the stuff after the match. There's literally no commentary over this. It's so weird. Like maybe it's because I'm used to modern commentary or football commentary, but it's so weird they're so silent over the replay because the other ones aren't like that. Anyway, so as you can see, bloody what's his face, Facey McFace face. What's his name? Sam Houston had his foot on the ropes, but the ref didn't see it. The silly bollocks. But yeah, it just kind of goes away silently. You hear the ring announcer, and now we have after all this, a pop up of the next match, Raging Bull vs Abdullah the Butcher. So let's get into that little matcharoony. So there's some generic music playing. It could be Abdullah's theme. It could just be pay per view music. I don't know. But as he's walking down the ring, some bellowing in the crowd tries to pull away his little hat head thing. I don't know the proper phrase, but his attire, and he goes and swings. The camera pans away, but Jesus, getting ready for that Mexican death match. I guess. Let's see if the other guy has an entrance too. So Raging Bull's coming out with some really generic music, but then it shoots to the ring, and I think Abdullah the Butcher is somehow already bleeding. Like, what the fuck, man? Anyway, let's get it. Oh! Right, so people say Russo ruined WCW with all the Honor Pole matches. Look at this shit. 1985, a Mexican death match is called. And what is it really? It's a sombrero on a pole match. That's what it is. It's a no DQ sombrero on a pole match. I don't get it. That's got nothing to do with it. That's not a death match. This isn't a death match. I'm saying this before watching it. If Abdullah just shanks the fuck out of the Raging Bull, maybe it'll be a death match. But as it stands, it's a sombrero on a pole match. And Vince Russo is probably pissing himself. Jesus, let's get into this shit. Well, I was proven wrong almost immediately because within 25 seconds of the match down, Abdullah the Butcher is shanking a man in the skull with what I can only assume is a white pencil. Bloody hell. What the fuck? Just what the fuck? So, I was wrong. The first thing he did in the match was stab the guy in the head with a pencil. Just the angle hadn't shown it very well. I rewatched it to be like, Jesus, he's bleeding quite a lot for me to have 1 second to go. So he stabs him straight away. And as you can see here, he's got a little fucking hammer. Maybe it is a death match. I was so wrong about 2 minutes ago. Jesus wept. This is... I know I keep going for stopping in this match. No one's watching it, so I'm basically doing it for myself. This is the dumbest sell I've ever seen. What the... What? Also, both of them absolutely pissing blood. Because Raging Bull took his shoe off and started hitting Abdullah with it. Because that's clever. But yeah, let's see who gets the hat. Jesus. The Raging Bull wins, as you can see. Absolutely pissing blood. Jesus, that was a absolute bloodbath in the second match. But a good match. This show, so far, is looking really good. So I'm going to give that, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to give that 6 out of 10. But even a little bit better than the first one. That was a good match. That was good old wrestling. I mean, it wasn't good old wrestling. It was absolute lunacy over a fucking hat. But besides that, it was quite good. Besides the plot point of it being Abdullah somehow wants a fucking sombrero, just buy one, you dumbass. But again, yeah, the commentary's so odd. It's like they're... I don't know how to explain it. It's like there's one of them because they take turns to speak so much and they take such long breaks in between speaking. I don't really know how to explain it besides that. Or maybe when your club plays football and you're listening to it on the club radio, they're not going to go screaming and shouting when the other team are doing well. But I don't know. What is next? Whoa. So I'll get to the glaring issue at the end. This is a good little promo. The guy's bigging himself up saying, all us Russians, because he's Russian, as you can tell from the red singlet. Us Russians are going to have all the belts at the end of the night because the Kolovs Kolofs are facing the Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express in a in a cage match, or as fucking Weaver said, in a fence match. Fence insanity. But yeah, as a fence match, fucking hell, that's new. It's a good promo. One issue: this man is Russian. The most American voiced person. He didn't even try an accent. And he kept pushing the fact that he was a Russian athlete, even though he just sounded American. Silly bollocks. But our next match is a Texas Bull Rope match with a special thing that if if Ron Bass wins, he gets a match against JJ Dillon for 5 minutes afterwards. So let's watch the Texas Bull Rope match. Both these cowboy-looking motherfuckers come out to the same song, because this is the same song playing the whole time. I assume that's a network thing because they didn't have the rights or whatever. But yeah, I mean, they look identical. I will not be able to tell who is who. And with the commentary team being as odd as it is at this show, I probably won't know until they announce the winner. But let's hope this Texas Bull Rope match is good. This show has more blood in it than Hobby fucking C. Jesus Christ. Look at the gash on his head. I don't know who's who, because they're in identical fucking gear, basically. But one of them just fucking... I assume it's a blade job that they've made it look like that. But if it isn't, that guy's just sliced his forehead open with a fucking bell. Bloody hell. The rings are going to be grim by the end of this show. Fucking hell. God, that was awful, blood-wise. Like, oh, you see a bit in the match where you can literally see, I think Black Bart, who lost, just fucking blade himself, and he's proper fucking going at it. A lot of blood in this match, and I just know they don't clean the rings, and it's so disgusting with modern standards. Because fucking hell. Anyway, like, besides the grim aspect of all that fucking blood, it was a pretty good match. Very brutal match. I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10 again, similar to the first match. But now we've got JJ Dillon versus Ron Bass, which is at least less than 5 minutes. I know how long it is because of spreadsheets, but let's watch this clusterfuck unfold. First things first, I'm pretty sure I gave the last match only 5 out of 10. I'm giving it a 6. So this 3.5 minutes was like fine. It gets 3 out of 10, star and a half. Like, it was 3 minutes of a bull rope match. Both bled. There was a really silly ref bump. Pile driver, just so insane that pile drivers are just like, I mean, obviously it's a finisher because it put out Black Bart for the rest of the fucking for a count, but yeah. The fact pile drivers are just like a move that guys do, and it's not like holy shit. It's just like, oh yeah, he's doing a pile driver is insane. Anyway, next up, the commentary hasn't gotten more together. It feels like you're doing like a 2K match, but you've muted 2 of them. It feels like if you're doing a 2K match, you've got Michael Cole and Corey Graves on mute, so you just have whoever the third guy is. I assume it's Byron Saxton. The ones I play, I think that's it. Yeah, 2K19. No, 2K18. 2K19. Oh, the fucking one with AJ on the front, I think. It's not the Cena one. Cena's... whatever. Who cares? You fucking don't. But yeah. It's not completely off and like putting me off, but it's strange. Anyway, now we've got some bollocks with Superstar Billy Graham and the Barbarian. Let's see what they're up to. The scamps. Both these lads are getting entrance music that's not the same. So the Barbarian came out to something really generic, and Superstar Billy Graham came out to a really generic version of the Final Countdown. WWE are a billion-dollar company. They can pay for these fucking songs to be on the network. The stinky twats. Maybe when they go to Netflix, which is probably going to really fuck up how I do this, Netflix will just have the rights and the money, because, like, I assume they've paid for some of the rights for songs before. They just have the right, like, oh, can we pretty please put Master of Puppets in? Hey, Metallica, you like us? We made Master of Puppets TikTok friendly via Stranger Things. Please let us have Enter Sandman and Seek and Destroy. Please. But yeah, there's fucking arm wrestling bollocks. But Cage Match doesn't recognize the arm wrestling match. Wiki does, though. Fuck's sake, wrestling. What the fuck? That's just an arm wrestling match. There wasn't even a funny wrestling thing. It was just they had an arm wrestle match. Billy Graham won, and as he won, the Executioner's manager, I think it's Paul Jones, just bonked him on the head with a fucking stick. Why are you on pay-per-view? That's a Raw segment. That's a main event of Thunder. That's a fucking collision match. Jesus. Anyway, here's the fucking I'm gonna watch the match now. Then I'm gonna tell you what I thought of the match. I'm not giving that a rating because it's not a wrestling match, is it? Oh, it is arm wrestling. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! It's not. Oh, another fucking match where they just bleed everywhere. At least I'm pretty sure this one's hardware. Jesus, the Executioner's just biting his head. Like, that's what they do. He just bites at his skull. And then he loses, it's DQ. It's getting 2 out of 10. 1 star. Like, just, why? Why have the fucking arm wrestle match lose by a DQ finish? And then this. Don't have them both. Anyway, let's see what happens in the post-match. Because as it stands, fucking Billy Graham, which is a shit name now I think of it, he's got the cane and he's going to batter Paul Jones with it. Let's see what happens. The post-match is a very minor beat-up with a silly sell from Graham. He bounces his head off the ring post from the outside, then trips and stumbles over the fucking barricade. But it ends with him having his hand raised because he won, obviously, because of disqualifications. Speaking of disqualifications, I noticed a couple of the other matches I didn't bring up. The matches were no DQ, yet the refs were trying to stop the managers getting in. Now, I don't see why, because it's no DQ. Silly bollocks. Anyway, what's the next thing that's going to happen? Up next, we have the singles match for the NWA National Heavyweight Championship between Buddy Landel and Terry Taylor. Both of them walk out in the dark, not like the dark, but a darkish manner. The same generic song. I assume an overdub, but I couldn't tell you that for a fact. And I sometimes you forget that the modern standards of cleaning the ring up after loads of blood didn't apply in the 80s, because the fucking ring's caked in blood. It's grim. Anyway, let's see if they have a good little 10-minute match. Do the ring announcements all normal, except they call Terry Landel, Buddy Landel, not Terry Landel, Terry Taylor. They refer to Buddy Landel as the Nature Boy. Woo. Fine match. Silly ref bumps, a couple of them. Cheats to win. The JJ Dillon comes out from the match with the bull rope. Comes out to stop the superplex from going on. It's a fine match. I mean, the ref, the silly finish doesn't help, so I'm probably going to give it a 4 out of 10. Let's see what happens next at Starrcade 85. Next match is for the NWA National Tag Team Championship. We've got the Andersons versus Wahoo McDaniel and Billy Jack Hayes. They both come out with belts. I don't know which, if it's a both have the belt unification thing, or if it's just someone's going to be a double champion. I don't care. What I do care about is how fucking grim the ring is. There's so much blood. The NWA had money. Jim Crockett had money. Just get fucking cleaning, lads. It's disgusting. Fuck. They're still fucking A's. The twat's tapping. What the fuck? Just learn ring psychology and don't tap when you're in a submission unless it's the finish. Especially in full view the fucking ref. Silly bollocks. Well, that's just going well so far, but I did some Googling mid match as a joke to see who in the match was still alive. Turns out not many. That's a lie. But I did find that Billy Jack Hayes was arrested in February of 2024, current year, for murdering his 85-year-old wife. What a dick. What an absolute cunt. But yeah, let's watch another little fucking rough and tumble. Good win here for the Andersons. They did cheat to win, but it was a clever cheat, so I'm more okay with it. They're just a fucking, oh, look, the manager's hitting with a chair. So I give it a 6 out of 10, 3 stars. This pay-per-view is shaping up quite well so far. Besides the fucking absolute bollocks that was the superstar Billy Graham shit, and then the JJ Dillon non-Bass match. But yeah, next up we've got the original I Quit match, the quintessential one, Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard. You fucking know who I mean. For the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship. Oh, we go back to this guy. I think his name's Tony or Tom. I can't remember. And he just says we have a 50-minute mission. Now, fingers crossed that it's been edited out. And it's just like a couple interviews. Because if it's just 50 minutes of me waiting for the next match, I'm going to pull my eyes out. But yeah, let's see what's next. Good promo section here. So I don't think it's a 25-minute or however long 50-minute wait. So it's a good promo section here from Buddy Landell and JJ Dillon. Really good promo from Landell, to be honest. I thought it was going to be a bit cringe because he's going by Nature Boy by Landell. That's clearly a Flair thing. But it's a good promo. He's saying, anyone can beat me. Anyone think they can beat me, come get me. All these, I don't know why that's his voice. But yeah, good little promo. I think the next thing is the I Quit match, which I'm really looking forward to. Because Cage Match, bloody love it. 8.89 on Cage Match. God damn. Woo! For some reason, only Tully Blanchard gets an entrance. Magnum TA is already in the fence. I say that humorously because they call it a fence match, even though it's clearly a cage. But yeah, see if the match is as good as people say. I fucking hope it is. That match was very good. I didn't want to stop it midway through, so I didn't want to ruin the flow for myself. But Jesus, it started off fine. It was a bit weird in my modern brain. Well, they got that in a cage. Like the Hell in a Cell I Quit match Roman had with Jay, which was great because you can get weapons in there. I thought this is just going to be bludgeoning each other because they weren't doing submissions either, just bludgeoning each other. Then there's a ref bump, and I'm like, that's weird. It's no DQ, don't you bump the ref? Holy shit. A wooden chair, not a steel chair that we used to, just a fucking olden outside wooden chairs thrown in. By I assume Tully Blanchard's manager. I think her name was Miss something. I can't remember. A wooden chair. And Tully smashes the chair up to get a fucking spike and threatens to jam it into Magnum TA's eye. In the obviously that doesn't happen. Magnum then flips it out. He gets the thing, just jams it in his fucking brain. Not literally, but yeah. I give that 9 out of 10. It's 4.5 stars. That's the best match I've seen doing this so far. Jesus. Next, that was insane, that match. That was very good. Just the steel cage bit, it's kind of weird because you do it in Hell in a Cell nowadays because steel cage. But still, what a match. What a maneuver. Next match we have is an Atlanta Street Fight tag match. That'll be fine. Probably. Anyway, that was incredible. Let's see what happens in the post-match. It's Keone out with the Midnight Express to fight Jimmy Valiant and Miss Atlanta Lively in an Atlanta Street Fight. This match will happen, and according to Cage Match, it's not even worth 3 out of 10, not even a 1.5 star match, but hey ho, the last one was fucking incredible. So yeah, that should even it out. Hopes. Well, not even out, but make up for how bad this might be. Both teams get an entrance. Let's see the entrance of the other guys. The other guys come out to a nice piano song, and I've just realised Misplayed Likely is just a guy in drag, which is cool. What's the guy's name? I had it up 1 second ago. Ron Garvin in drag as Miss Atlanta Lively. Anyway, let's hope the street fight is good. So this was a fucking dumpster fire. There's not even a dumpster fire. That makes sense. Bad. It was a cluster fire. There was so much going on. And it didn't even go 10 minutes. And I got, it's so much. So it was a street fight. Loads of powder used. Everyone bleeds. Another match where people bleed. I generally think the only match where no one bleeded might have been the first match, Crusher Khrushchev and Sam Houston. And then the Andersons match. Yeah, this was another tag match where it's just, three out of 10, star and a half, because it was good-ish. It was fine. There was some good spots. There was a really loud pop where Miss Atlanta Lively throat punched the guy jumping on one of the Midnight Express. It was mental to watch. So much going on. That ring's gonna be grim. It's got powder on it. It's got everyone's fucking blood on it. Also, as you can see here, his cornet in his pants, because this is real wrestling, Jim. Yes, you silly bollocks. Oh, Jesus, what the... I don't even know. I just watched, and I watched it. Anyway, let's see what happens next. Because the post-match angle I'd cover here, because I think I missed the bell, to be honest. I saw the pin happen, and I just must have been like, oh, maybe it was a kick out, whatever. So they strip Cornette into his pants, and then go to punch him, but the Midnight Express get him out. Great. Next match is another fence. It's a steel cage match. So there's going to be blood in this one as well. We're going to get like the bloodiest pay-per-view of all time, potentially. But yeah, let's see what's next. Okay, a little interview now with Magnum TA, talking about how he's a fighting champion, how this is the biggest championship, bar none, except for the World Heavyweight Championship. World's Heavyweight. Good promo saying, I'm the fighting champ. If you want it, come get me. You won't be able to get me, but come get me type thing. Like, I'm a fighting champ. I'll fight anyone. If you think you want to get up in the world, come get me. Come try with me and realize you're not good enough yet. But yeah, let's get into the tag match with the Russians, who will probably neither of them born in Russia, and the Americans. The Russians being, I assume, the Koloffs. Let me just... Kolov, there's all the Russians. Yeah, the Koloffs versus Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. Like a guitar. The Russians walk out, and it's probably just an editing thing. What I understand is zero crowd noise here. Just the Soviet anthem in the network version, which is strange. I mean, it does kind of work, because it's just like, we don't care about you, we're big Russian, but yeah, not hearing all those boos and shit kind of makes me feel like, oh. Yeah, let's watch the Americans come out. The Americans, the Rock and Roll Express. Not the Midnight Express, and not the Rockers. The Midnight... No, the Rock and Roll... Oh, it's fucking all got the same stupid fucking name. City bloody bollocks. Yeah, so the Rock and Roll Express come out, and there are crowd reactions, I think. It might have just been the song, but yeah, let's get into the cage match. So they're in the cage, and it's a no DQ match, obviously, it's in the cage. But, like, why are they out on the ropes? If it's a no DQ match, it means there's tornado rules, right? Because there's no DQ, you don't need to... Can't get counted out for being in the ring. Also, they're in a fucking cage match. The inconsistency of rules back in the day... This back in the day is going to be weird. It's going to be worse when it's fucking mental 2001 WCW, and just the attitude era was like, is it a DQ? Is it not a DQ? I mean, ECW's be simple because everything's no DQ. But yeah, like, why are they not just in the ring having a 2-on-2. Why have they got to be a tag match? Like, set up with ropes and shit. Strange. So I'm enjoying the match. As a little bit, probably nearest the end. Already 2 people bleeding, so yeah. But the disqualification thing's weird, so it's an ODQ match, but rope breaks are there, and the fucking can't have 2 team in the ring at the same time. Even though no DQ tends to mean no rope breaks. I'm pretty sure it's just a cage match thing as well. And then, even commentaries advise no disqualification. The ref can only advise him to stand out the ring. If this was legit sport, right? Obviously, it's not. But if it was, and you didn't have to do something, but the ref said, "Could you please do it?" You wouldn't do it, would you? Unless there were going to be consequences. If it was just the referee suggesting it. Like if red and yellow cards didn't exist and it just went for a free kick, you just anytime the ball went into the box and you were a defender, or the ball came like it was going to go in to the area and you can handball it, you'd handball it because there's 0 consequence. There's no disqualification. They're being done by having them. They're making them look silly, or they've just not fully explained that. No, actually, no. Fuck that. They do look silly because even commentary said, "Well, the ref can only advise them. In reality, they can stay in as long as they want." Silly, and then here's a fucking rope break in a no DQ cage match. Absolute silly bollocks. I bet I'm gonna do this, and the finish is gonna be in the next 30 seconds. Good finish here. Massive pop as well. It's one of those pops because of old stuff where it's all just crankly at the top end. I mean, the match was pretty good. I'd probably give it, probably a 6 out of 10. It was a decent little match, but the post match, Jesus. So one of the Rock and Roll Express escaped the ring, but they like shove him out, and he's caked in blood. Then the other one's in there, and Khrushchev's got in somehow. So it's a 3-on-1 assault on the other Rocker Express, Rock and Roll Express. I think, pretty sure, all got the same fucking name. But yeah, brutal post match beat down, blood everywhere, whipping him with a chain as you can see, and showing the replay. I don't know if I'll get a picture of them with the belts. Don't get to see that shit. But we've got the next match. And we've all been waiting for. That's the road, mama! Versus Ric Flair for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. But let's see if there's anything between the post-match here and the start of that match. No interviews, no major, nothing in between. We've now got That's the road, mama! Walking out to a very generic edit over Rock, I assume. About to see Flair come out to I assume. His entrance song never fails to get me just feeling like shit's about to go down. The aura Flair has. He stood there in his fucking robe with 2001 Space Odyssey song playing and just thinking he's $1 million because he is $1 million. We're about to get the match. Fucking let's go Duthy Roll Mama for Ric Flair. Woo! Hey, it's a pretty good match. A lot of leg-based offensive. A lot of figure 4. And another. I mean, I'm pretty sure this won't be the main finish, but I'll just watch the pinfall. I say that because there's still another 8 minutes left on the show. It could easily change, but as it stands, as I'm watching, Dusty Rhodes just pinned Flair roll up. There was interference from the Andersons, but as a match, pretty good. I'd give it 7 out of 10, 3.5 stars. A lot of leg offense, as I said, figure 4, but there was this one guy in the crowd that just kept going woo every time Dusty punched, which I guess is, you get it, because Flair did knife edge chops and he didn't do anything. Fucking dick. Anyway, let's see if this does end happily ever after, or if there is some shenanigans still afoot. Holy shit, there was no shenanigans. I just assumed there'd be a Dusty finish, and actually, Dusty wins but by disqualification because of the arms. The Andersons, but no, goes backstage, little interview with Tony Schiavone, and he's dedicating the win to all the blue collar people. I just assumed this would be a DQ Dusty finish, Dusty Rhodes, but nah. Got a little interview with Dusty, seems happy, covered in champagne. But yeah, fucking hell. Dusty's the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. I say new. This pay-per-view's, just shy of 40 years old. So he's no longer that, seeing as he's dead. Rest in peace. Dusty World Hat Mum. Anyway, let's see what else is here to close the show. Last part of the show is a little rundown from the commentary team. They basically run down all the new champions that were made, and they start saying, wow, this is amazing. But think about what next year is going to be. How are you selling a pay-per-view a year in advance, WCW? Jim Crockett, 50 years of Jim Crockett, that's impressive, but you don't last another 50, do you? Just trying to sell next year's pay-per-view, which is insane. Yes, that, and with them going, we'll see you next year for Starrcade 86. The end, Starrcade 85, comes to an end. It was a good show. 11 matches, fairly strong matches as well. There were a couple matches that really skew it. The bull rope match was rubbish. Well, not the first one. The second one was pants. And then the whole thing with Billy Graham, the Barbarian, the arm wrestling, and the just other shit. And then the Atlanta Street fight was a bit naff. But the good stuff was very good. You've got... The main event was pretty good. Rhodes Flair. Can't go wrong with a bit of Rhodes Flair. Woo hot mama. And you also got the great tag team matches. You've got the Anderson tag team match. You've got the Bron Bass versus Black Mark, the first Texas Bull Rope match. You've got the Manny Fernandez of the Butcher Mexican Death match, which is the sombrero on a pole match. But the best match, and if you're going to watch this pay-per-view, I strongly recommend, if you're going to join this pay-per-view, watch the I Quit Steel Cage match. It was very good. Bloody wooden chair. It was impressive. It was very good. Match of the show for me. Overall, I give the show a 5.18 as a match average, because, that's how I work out my averages, compared to the slightly higher 5.67 of Cage Match, but that is due to them not having the matches go under 5 minutes on their thing. But yeah, good match. Good show. Next, jumping over back to WWE for WrestleMania 2. Too big for one arena, too big for two arenas, and a cluster fucking 3. If you've gotten this far, which nobody has, but if you have, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and comment. Because if you comment, I fucking guarantee I will reply. Because I have so much spare time, and no one actually comments. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. If you've gotten this far, you might as well, because this is basically all the content I make. It's this, but all the pay-per-views in chronological order. I'll see you next time for WrestleMania 2.